Welcome, everybody. Thank you. The game between Manchester United and the Crystal Palace done and dusted. Thank you guys for joining the live broadcast. Sorry, we are a little bit late. This is 3 minutes. We are 3 minutes late from the live broadcast, but thank you guys for joining. I appreciate your kindness, your love. Yes, we are going to be talking about the game between Manchester United, Crystal Palace today. You all know that Manchester United actually won that game 2-1. It wasn't an easy game for Manchester United. I thought that the game was really interesting. How Crystal Palace played, how they came at us, how they came at us, how they played in the first half. They made us. They made sure that Crystal Palace made sure that they kept us at bay, and in the first half they were actually very good. They kept us at bay, and then the second half saw Manchester United come out to fight for what they believe in. As we are also we welcome Ateta Army, my amiable Pastor Jerome will be joining us on this live broadcast today, and as we discuss the London Derby, Arsenal versus Chelsea. We know that game has ended 2-1, but then we'll be going in and analyzing all of the details in that game. First of all, we want to say welcome, Pastor Jerome.
Good evening, my able host, and good evening, everyone.
Yes, thank you so much, sir.
Thank you for having me in your studio this evening.
All right, thank you so much, sir. Thank you for joining us. We know that you are an Arsenal fan. Yes, we know that you are an ardent Arsenal fan. But before we get to Arsenal, I want to ask you, how did you see the Manchester United game? Manchester United is third on the table. I don't know if you saw the game. How did you see it? What did you think Michael Carrick did right in the game to get Manchester United the win?
Okay, thank you for this, because I met you talking about that match, and it was a match I watched. And the first half, you said Crystal Palace got their tactics right. I felt Michael Carrick twisted his tactics by bringing in his striker instead of staying with the formation that have been giving him results. And that really affected the game a bit. He twisted the tactics because what is his name? Your striker, give me his
Benjamin
name.
Sesko.
Benjamin Sesko has been performing every time coming in, and then there's a great demand of people about him starting the game, and that affected your game a bit. But that was still a great one. I enjoy watching the match. You know that I'm also a Carrick fan. I love every new young coaches that come into the game. And I was glad that he was able to get the result at the end of the day.
Thank you very much, Pastor Jerome. Thank you. That's actually a very good one. For me, I think that Michael Carrick twisted his tactics in the first half, and it did not work out properly. Yeah, but also I felt like we were not very direct in the first half. Trying to get Benjamin Sesko into the game. I felt like we were not very direct. We could have done a little bit better, with the movement of the ball. I thought the body language of the players were actually off, and then the movement of the ball, I don't think that they moved the ball really properly. So for me, I thought that the first half, the Crystal Palace owned it, and Manchester United was not really good. But in the second half, we saw Manchester United playing like a team that needed to get. I saw they moved the ball quicker. They were a lot more direct. If you see the penalty for Matheus Cunha, you understand that the ball actually had to go direct. Manchester United is a team that likes to play with the midfield, get their passes in the midfield, and they seldomly want to go wide in some occasions, while in other occasions we see them go through the midfield. First of all, before I talk about the penalty, I talk about the goal. Did you think that was a penalty?
No. That's the funniest part. I thought that wasn't a penalty. I felt the foul was committed outside 18-year box, and Kun had dragged himself into the 18-year box. And I also think that wasn't also a red card. I just believe that that goal, that penalty goal, that Manchester United was very lucky. Now, if you compare what happened between Salah and against Man City, and exactly this is exactly what happened with Guehi, which was overlooked. In fact, Guehi was not given a yellow card. It was a free kick and not a yellow card. And then if you watch the match very well, if you don't watch it as a Man U fan, I know you will watch it as a Man U fan. You notice there was another defender up there, which I believe was in the same line with both of them. So how it ended up being a penalty and a red card was a surprise to me. But anyway, one thing that is consistent about English Premiership is that the referees are not consistent.
Right, the referees are actually not consistent with their calls, and for me as a Manchester United fan, I was praying. I was actually praying that they actually give us the penalty, because I saw what I saw actually was discouraging, because I thought that they were going to turn that around. Let me use the opportunity to say thank you to everyone who has joined this live broadcast. Thank you so much. I appreciate your presence here. You can click on the subscribe button to subscribe to this channel. This is a Manchester United fan channel. We discuss with every other club fans here. Click on the subscribe button, click on the notification button, and when we drop our videos, you will get it. Now, let us, for me, I thought that that was not a penalty. Also, yes, guys, you could also send in your super chats, send in super stickers, just to support the channel and what we do here. So thank you so much in advance. So for me, I thought that wasn't a penalty. I felt like we were lucky. The player got to the line.
Yeah, Man U was super lucky with that penalty. But
yes,
let me tell you the truth. In Premiership, in some occasions, you need luck to win some of the matches. When things are not going well for you, one of the things that twists the game towards you is that luck. That's a bit of luck, which Manchester United got away with today. But under normal circumstances, if it was Man U against Crystal Palace, a penalty for Crystal Palace, that penalty wouldn't have been given. I'm so sure of that. And that record would not have been given. Everyone was expecting the VAR to turn it and call for free kick. I was so shocked when it was a penalty and a red card.
Well, yeah,
but again, Man was lucky.
Yeah, when the VAR was reviewing that, all I thought was maybe these guys are trying to overturn the referee's decision. But then the commentator said that the referee has been the penalty has been acknowledged. They are actually checking if it is a red card, and then they had to put in the VAR to check the proximity of the ball from Cunha, and then also the movement of the goalkeeper, Dean Henderson, towards the ball. So I think that I don't know how they ended up calling that a penalty and a red card, but then it happened in favor of Manchester United, and I will take it. I will take it. So what do you think? What do you think Crystal Palace? For me, what do you think Crystal Palace did wrong in that game? Because after going 10-man down, we saw Chelsea, Arsenal. The Chelsea picked up a red card, and they actually went toe-to-toe with Arsenal towards the ending of the game. Did you think that Crystal Palace replicated something like that, or after going a man down, they actually conceded to the fact that they cannot compete against Manchester United with a man down? Did you think that Crystal Palace made a mistake with going back and sitting back for Manchester United?
Yeah, it was a great mistake. They did the direct opposite of what we saw Chelsea doing this night. And I think Chelsea is doing this for the very second time against Arsenal, which is a very formidable team this season in Premier League. And I immediately they went back to their bosses and began to defend deep. I knew that the game of football is, once it's lost, you lose it in your mind. then you are going to probably lose it on the game. And that is what exactly they did. They went back in and started defending deep instead of trying, as Chelsea did, to come out. As in, Chelsea was actually a big surprise tonight. I just checked stats now. After that red card, Arsenal have 55 complete passes, while Chelsea have 115 complete passes after the red card. That was a huge one on Chelsea's side, and most especially their coach.
Yeah, I thought that was a I thought that was a good one, coming from Liam Rosenau. But then we will get to Chelsea Arsenal in a bit. Let us talk about Bruno Fernandes and his impact at Manchester United. Today I thought that he was the man of the match for me, and he was almost everywhere. He was everywhere. Hold on, Fat Lip 7413. I will come to you. Yeah, I'm seeing your comments, Fat Lip. I will come to you as soon as we finish the Manchester United discussion. Yeah, because your question has to do with Arsenal, and I will come back to you. Also, you can send in super chats. You can send in super stickers. You can send in your stickers, and the super chats actually warrant us to take up your question as soon as possible, and you can also join the fan channel and get exclusive news from Manchester United fan channel. So guys, Pastor Jerome, what do you think about Bruno Fernandes in the Manchester United setup? Do you think that if he leaves Manchester United at this time, do you think that Manchester United will be able to replace a player like Bruno Fernandes at Manchester United?
Bruno Fernandes is. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, sir.
Bruno Fernandes is always my favorite Man U player. I believe is irreplaceable, and we wouldn't have discovered how important he is this season and enjoy his greatness this season if Amory still remain Manchester United coach. One of the problems I had with Amory is playing Bruno Fernandes deep instead of allowing him the freedom and the creativity that actually make football. I was so excited and happy for him that we can have him closer to 18-year boss, where he's very, very dangerous and very, very useful. Again, it has been Manchester United best player over the season for few seasons now. He has been the best player, the shining light in the dim light of Manchester United.
Yes, and Manchester United by the end of this season will be losing Casemiro, as he has actually made it very known to every Manchester United fan that he will be leaving at the end of the season. But today we saw Casemiro almost everywhere on the pitch, giving 100% of himself, and it's somewhat very funny to see a 34-year-old midfielder giving so much, to the Manchester United team, and it tells us where we are as a team, that we actually find it difficult to replace a player that is in his twilight area of his career. And it is becoming so difficult because a lot of Manchester United fans will tell you that we have to give Casemiro one more year because we do not think that we can replace him. How do you see Kobe Mainu and Casemiro's partnership in the Manchester United midfield? Has it been a formidable one for you? Because I know that you follow these young stars a lot. Has it been a formidable one for you, Kobe Mainu and Casemiro in the midfield of Manchester United?
Again, not Kobe Mainu now. Give me his name. Your defensive midfield. Casemiro is one of the rejuvenated. You discovered that at the beginning of the season, he was almost like a laughing stock, not being there, and everybody was saying he has passed his age. But this is one thing I always want football fans to understand. When a player is being play in his right position, let me say this: hardly will you see an all-round player who can do everything. So when a player seems not to be performing well, there are other factors you have to consider. Now play him where he belongs. Then it allows Kobe Mino to bring out the best in Kobe Mino, who can hold the ball, control the ball, make a move, make a good pass, open the midfield up. So another plus for Carrick for me, and another minus for Amory. You see that I keep going back to that. I
Yeah.
don't believe that a good player can just become a bad player overnight. The system may not favor the player. And Kobe Mino, when he came in, he has been compared with many people, including Posco, which I thought is overrated anyway. But he was a very good player, very decent player. And Carrick coming in, Carrick was a midfielder and a very good one at that. He
Yeah.
organized the midfield and allowed this player the freedom that make Manchester United Manchester United. Most people might not know Manchester United under Ferguson. I watched that team and I see
Yeah.
a similarity in what Carrick is doing. He just came and brought the template of Ferguson into the team, and everyone is functioning well. Again, replacing Casemiro will be a big one. I believe that the next coach have a lot of work to do. Finding a player who do the dirty work and bring out the best of your attacking player is very, very important this season. That means the next season you are going to, if Manchester United is actually going to become the Manchester United we all know and we all love.
Okay, now you made a statement that actually has drawn a question, another question. You said the whoever becomes the manager of Manchester United next season would have to look for a way to balance up Manchester United so that Manchester United go back to the Manchester United we know, the Manchester United of the old. Looking at Carrick results this from the time he's took over Manchester United from Ruben Amorim, if we look at his results, he's played 7 games, he's won 6, and he's drawn 1. And in that period, in the whole of the 7 games, it's like he scored about 15 goals, and then Manchester United have conceded 7 in that period. Do you think that Michael Carrick has done enough to become the Manchester United head coach on permanent basis?
That's a great question because it's going to be a very, very big call and a very great call. If I want to talk about from his perspective, from Michael Carrick perspective, I would say he has actually positioned himself to be considered to continue next season. And if our Manchester United management, considering every factor, I will be tempted to give him that opportunity. I always say something that a coach is as good as his last resort. And this man result actually speak for him. And don't forget my sentiment, all the players I watch playing, becoming a coach, I actually always want them to succeed. But apart from sentiment, Michael Carrick has done himself a great good, and the management of Manchester United will have a lot of consideration to make next season. Because if you drop Carrick, who has been getting results for a coach that is coming into the environment, and the result did not go your way quickly, don't forget that Manchester United S player will be on your neck. So it's a great
Exactly.
call. But I will actually teach towards keeping Michael Carrick, maybe give him a short contract and see what is going to be next season. Because the scratch are not the same thing. Managing
Exactly.
a team in crisis and building a team crisis, and then when you give them money to build a team where you are expected to have your own system, have your own play.
Are we losing you? Are we losing you? Are we losing Pastor Jerome? We can't hear you anymore. Okay, until Pastor Jerome comes back, I think that we are having some technical difficulties, and it's affecting Pastor Jerome. So according to Very sorry for the break in transmission. We're very sorry. We had little difficulties, and our transmission, our transmitter had to go off, but we are back here. Thank you guys for everybody that has joined. Click on the subscribe button, click on the notification button, and so join the fan channel. This is a Manchester United fan channel, and we discuss everything Manchester United. Pastor Jerome, are you there? Pastor Jerome, are you there?
Okay. Yes, I'm here. Okay. I'm here waiting. Welcome back.
Very sorry.
Welcome back, everyone.
Very sorry for the break in transmission. Welcome back, everybody. So we were talking about Michael Carrick becoming the permanent manager for Manchester United, and Pastor Jerome said that he will tilt towards that area. And one thing I want to add, in this is that a lot of Manchester United fans would try to say that, oh, we've seen this type of things before. Yes, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer came in and he won 6 straight games and all of that. But then something I want to bring to our knowledge. When Ole Gunnar Solskjaer came into Manchester United at the time, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer won 6 straight games because and in those games he played some very little teams. That's, if I will use the word little teams, played against Huddersfield, he played against Cardiff City, he played against Bournemouth. But then when we look at Michael Carrick in his own tenure, he's played against some of the best in the league and around Europe. The likes of Mikel Arteta, the likes of Pep Guardiola, and he's been able to get victories from them. Remember that in the first stint of Michael Carrick as a caretaker manager for Manchester United, I think in 2021, he also played against Arteta at that time, and he defeated Arteta 3-2 in that game, and went ahead to beat Aston Villa and drew 1 game, and that was it. And he has not lost a game as a Manchester United manager. That is an incredible record. As a Manchester United manager, he's played about 10 games and he has not lost 1. He's drawn 2 and he's won 8 out of 10 being a Manchester United manager. So for me, I will look at tilting towards that Michael Carrick, because I think that he's shown us that he probably can do the job on permanent basis, because against Arsenal, I'm going to say this, against Arsenal, we came from behind. Against West Ham, we came from behind. So that is one thing I try to know about a manager, how you handle adversities, a time where you plan and it does not go your way, how you handle it. And when we look at it, he's been able to come from behind against West Ham, able to come from behind against Crystal Palace, able to come from behind against Arsenal of all. So for me, I think that he's actually very, he has put in a very good participation for himself to be considered. So, Pastor Jerome, I would want to delve a little bit, and I ask the question between Benjamin Sesko and Gyökeres. They came into the league the same time. Benjamin Sesko, I think, has 7 goals. Gyökeres, I think, has 9 goals, right? Who do you think has actually fit into the system of the team, of their different teams more? Pastor Jerome, are you there?
Yeah. Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah. Both of them are striker. Yes. And Gyökeres came in with a lot of expectation because of his goal contribution. And he has been doing very well, most especially in terms of his overall contribution to the team, in terms of how he brings other players into the team, how he engaged the opponent defender. But he has also not, covered himself with glory playing against big team in the Premiership. I think that is a credit to Premiership. Is a fact that the Premiership is a bit more difficult than Portuguese League, where he's coming from. While Sesko is actually a developing player, it takes time for such players, most especially when they change a league, it takes time for them to begin to perform at their peak. And I love the fact that Carrick is managing that Sesko introduction to the team very well, in the time of bringing him in at the tail of the second half, where he can actually hurt the opponent team. hurt the opponent team and do a damage. But if we are going to compare both of them, I think Gyökeres is an edge above him because he played consistently. He has made a lot of contribution to his team, to Arsenal team, which is my team anyway, the team that I support. He has made a lot of contribution to our winning, not in the time of goal scoring, but in the time of performance. I will give Gyökeres a mark above Sesko.
Okay, that brings me now to the game, the London Derby, Arsenal versus Chelsea today. Arsenal had got the edge over Chelsea, beating Chelsea by 2 goals to 1. In that game, we saw Arsenal score from a set piece, which I thought was, which I think is actually the way Arsenal has been moving this season. Do you think that Arsenal right now have strong claims to the Premier League title?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
There was a network glitch. I did not hear the question.
Okay, I said with Arsenal beating Chelsea today and going 5 points off the second place, do you think Arsenal has reintroduced themselves or have had a stranglehold on the Premier League title?
This season, Premier League title has been a roller coaster. My expectation, Arsenal has actually played below my expectation in the time of the result we've gotten. Not about today's match, but 2 matches we drew, which everyone expected us to win. But I think there has been an improvement in our performance. Although, if you watch today's match and you are a very good football analyst, you watch beyond being a fan and wanting your team to win, you know that there is still a lot to play for, a lot of adjustment needed for Arsenal Football Club. I think we were a bit jittery. The pressure got to us, but winning this match will give us a very good boost and a confidence going forward, because this is one of our most difficult matches in remaining in the Premier League. So having overcome today's hurdles, I mean, Chelsea was very tactically sound today. Dictate the pace of the game from the beginning to the end, even when they were 1 man down. But edging it at the end of the match give us, I believe it will boost our confidence. And going forward, you will see the reflection of today's result in the rest of the league matches.
Okay, there is a question from Fatlip7413. This question, he says, do you think Arsenal is going to bottle this time again after the win over Chelsea? So do you think that Arsenal is going to bottle the league after they've gotten 5 points ahead of Manchester City? Do you think that Arsenal will bottle the league now that this is one of, like you said, this is one of their biggest game of the season, and they have managed to get the win? Do you think that they are going to bottle it after going 5 points ahead of Man City?
Okay, I believe, is he an Arsenal fan? I've noticed that we Arsenal fans are very emotional, and this word bottling has become a vocabulary in our dictionary. One match that I believe will determine the result, the eventually winner of the Premier League, will be our away match with Man City. How we care for that match will go a long way to determine who win the league. If we can go into that match with 2 points, or that is minimum 2 points ahead, I'm telling you the truth, we have an edge over Man City. Man City has not been fantastic this season. The truth there is they have Pep Guardiola, a wonderful, wonderful coach, and they have an edge because they have been there. They are seasonal winner, and everybody believes once they kickstart, nobody is stopping them. But the truth is, they are there to be taken. If you see their match yesterday against Leeds United, If Leeds United had just have a little bit of confidence, that match could have ended draw, if not Leeds United winning. And if they play like that against an Arsenal team in their home, I believe it's going to be it will be a walkover for them. This at the back of your mind that they are still going to play against Chelsea. I'm expecting their match against Chelsea to be one of the most difficult match they are going to play. They are playing Chelsea in the league, I think next week. That match is going to be one of their difficult match. How they fare in that match, I expect draw from Chelsea, and then if Arsenal maintain their winning form and get to Manchester City Stadium, Etihad Stadium, with at least 2 point or 3 point leading them, we are in a right position to win the league. But as it is still very shady because Arsenal players are jittery. It looks as if this thing is getting to them. Maybe the expectations of the fans are too high, and then there is a pressure.
Yeah, the last season when Arsenal played against Manchester City, Rodri made a statement. He said that the difference between Arsenal and Manchester City is actually the mentality, that the mentality of the Arsenal players are not about winning the league. They came to Man City to actually get a draw. And I believe that looking at Arsenal this season, I think that mentality has changed. And Arsenal, but then I feel like, the games I saw, the game they played against Chelsea today, I think that Arsenal players are allowing the pressure the fans are mounting on them get to them. I think they are listening a lot to the noise outside, and it's getting to them. Once the noise start getting to them, the players put themselves under pressure to perform, and many of the times it makes them break. So I think that Arsenal has everything to win the league. And the league is theirs to lose because they've been up there for a very long time, and every other person has been playing catch up. And for me, I think that if they maintain their momentum, keep their focus on what they are supposed to do, maintain eye contact with the league, then they might just be able to do it this time around. A lot of people do not want Arsenal to win the league this season because of the whole of the noise and the whole of the banter. But then I think that genuinely Arsenal have a strong case on winning the league. What if Arsenal does not win the league? What do you think the board should be doing to Arteta?
That's a very great question. I've heard that question asked several times. This is what I'm going to say, that Arteta, Arsenal Football Club was actually struggling before Arteta walked in. Arteta came in, took his time to build this team. And honestly speaking, Arteta is one of the best coach around when it comes to performance tactics. The only challenge Arteta, I believe, we have been having as an Arsenal is that we are competing with Manchester City with all the money in the world and have one of the best coach in the world. Take Pep Guardiola of Man City. Arteta will have 1 or 2 leagues to his name. And if he's still not win the league this is not sure that he's due for sack yet. I'm not going to say he should be replaced yet. If you say Arteta should be replaced, the question I'm going to ask is with who? Is the person having the same mentality, tactics as what Arteta is giving us now? Or are we willing again to go and start from scratch? Because that is exactly what we did. We make a lot of sacrifice. A lot of seasons were gone under rebuilding. Are we going to start rebuilding again? And then there are other factors we need to consider before you ask for his head. I don't believe. Now, one thing that we're supposed to ask is, at least Arteta should come out of this season league in 4 competition, either the cup. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. We can hear you now.
So if he can come out of all the 4 competitions with at least a trophy, he will buy himself time. He's in the Carling Cup final. I believe the Cup final are still very dear for him. If he comes out of this season competitions or competition with at least a trophy, probably one big trophy, he'll buy himself time and the trust of the board. Though the trust of the board has ever been there. So I believe Arteta should still retain his job no matter what happened this season.
All right, so that is it. Arteta should actually retain his job because for me, if I'm going to add anything, I think that Arteta has actually taken Arsenal 2-3 steps higher than where they were when before Arteta came in. Arsenal actually looks like one of the best teams in Europe right now. They played about 7 games in the Champions League without losing any of them, comfortably winning all and being ahead of everybody in the Champions League table. And in the Premier League, they've also been up on top. You know, they've also been on top of the league in the Premier League for a very long time. So for me, Arsenal can actually get, if Arsenal can actually get a title, probably a Champions League title, maybe he gets maybe I don't know. But then I think that a Champions League or a Premier League title will be able to keep Arsenal, maybe Mikel Arteta, a Champions League title will keep Mikel Arteta at Manchester, at Arsenal FC. So if let's talk about the game today against Chelsea. Something I've noticed. Are you there, sir? Pastor Jerome, are you there?
Yeah.
All right. Let us wait for.
I'm here.
Sir. Okay, sir. So there is something I've noticed about Arsenal. You know, probably finding it difficult to get goals from open play. You know, most of the times it feels like Arteta relies solely on set pieces to actually get goals, and today was evident of what I've tried to say. And I think that Chelsea also got their goals from the same way, the same set piece. What do you think has affected the Arsenal front line from getting goals from open play? Because if we look at Arsenal front players, Trossard, Martinelli, Saka, Madueke, then Victor Gyökeres, the rest of them, they don't have a lot of goals in the Premier League. If we can pull it up now, Victor Gyökeres, I think, has the highest goal, you know, highest Arsenal goal scorers this season.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you, sir. What do you think has affected Arsenal players from scoring goals from open play this season?
First of all, Arsenal attacking players has not been consistent. Has not been consistent in the league. When I mean consistent in playing, Saka has played less than what he usually plays. He has not been available most of the time. Likewise, Odegaard, who is the midfield anchor for Arsenal. And I believe that these 2 players has actually affected our attacking performance. When I was seeing this Chelsea match this evening, I was smiling to myself. If we have a high-pressing Odegaard, Havertz, and Saka in a better form, today's match will be a walkover. Because there was a lot of error with Chelsea trying to play out from behind. And the advantage was there. Kicking the ball to us, and we kept losing the ball back to them. Now, with Odegaard in the team, the truth is that game could have been a walkover. Having said that, we have had a highest number of open goal, open play goal in the Premier League this season. So it is a might and also a myth and a make believe when people say that we scored at set pieces. If you check the record, we are one of the highest goal scoring team in the league. And as at our match against Tottenham, the statistics I had as at then was that we only scored 28% of our goals were set pieces, while the rest are from open goal. So statistically, that word being a set pieces team is not correct. But I believe if Saka has been best of his form, which I also attribute to the fact that Odegaard is not playing consistently, because if you notice our team, it has been Saka-Odegaard combination. Odegaard, our captain, main creator, has not been playing a lot of the matches this season. Likewise, Havertz. The goals could have been better, and the result would have been better if both of them has been playing consistently and playing very well.
Okay, I have here a record of the the highest goal scorers for Arsenal. Victor Gyökeres, 10 goals in 26 appearances, and Eberechi is 6 goals in 23 appearances. Martin Zubimendi, 5 goals, tied with Bukayo Saka on 5. Tied with Leandro Trossard on 5, and Declan Rice and Mikel Merino each have 4 goals in 27 and 21 appearances, respectively. Victor Gyökeres has been the standout forward since joining, likely a big summer in 2025. With the goals he has scored. Victor Gyökeres has 10 goals in the Premier League for Arsenal, while every other Arsenal attacker here has below 10 goals. And this is some of the reasons why a lot of football fans feel like Arsenal do not get loads of goals from open play, because most of their attackers are not high scoring. Right, and that has affected Arsenal's open play goals. If you look at it, for a team that wants to win the league, do you think that this Arsenal attacker, the output of these Arsenal attackers, are enough to claim that these goals are enough to actually help us win the league? The attacker's performance.
No, the attacking performance this season has been a disappointment, to say the least. And I'm telling you the truth, if not for the, fleeting flaws of the attacking department, the league would have been a walkover for Arsenal with our performance in the first season, in the first part of the season. You see Arsenal dominating, but when it we struggle to put away our chances. And Saka goal scoring and assist record this season has been underwhelming and very disappointing. And I think that is a major factor to our attacking department poor performance. Gyökeres has tried.
Are we losing you, sir? We can't hear you anymore.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. We can hear you now.
Okay. Gyökeres has tried, but compared to where he's coming from, you see that 10 goal is a poor output there. But this is what I believe. Our major problem this second half of the season has been that we've lost our defensive capacity, which has kept us in this first position for long. It was very difficult at the first half of the season to score against us, and once we score, but losing 2 goals up against Wolves, that's a very woeful performance. So now conceding 3 goals against Manchester United at Emirates Stadium, where we have not lost a match until then. If we can reorganize our team and get our defensive strength back,
Have we lost time, Pastor Jerome?
I'm back on.
Okay.
There's
okay.
a network. Now, if we can maintain our defense stability, which actually I believe depends so much on Declan Rice and Zubimendi performance, which has been very poor this second half of the season, very poor to say the least. But if Arteta can reorganize that team, rejig that team, you don't need to check tactics. I believe in some matches, most especially the big and tense matches, Zubimendi should start his ass on the bench, while Nogat come in and play from that midfield. Or you play Harvard in 8, Rice deep line midfield, and then Odegaard or Eberechi as 10. Then you will see a difference in our performance. Our midfield has been performing very poor this second half of the season, and it makes our defense to be very, very shaky. If we can get that right, if we can get it right from the next matches, the truth is the league is still there for us to win, despite the power of our attacking poor performance. I think it was Alex Ferguson that said, a good attacking team, a good attackers wins you match, but a good defense which win you the league. And I want to believe.
Yeah, that was what Sir Alex Ferguson said. Good attackers win you games, and a very good defense win you the titles. So if we look at that, Arsenal has been very, very tight in their defense line as at the first phase of the league, but in the second half of the league, I think that they became complacent, and most of them allowed pressure to get to them, and then maybe injury also that crept in and all of that, so it has affected Arsenal. But to round up this show, I would want to ask you, who do you think has been the best signing for Arsenal this season?
This season, best signing for Arsenal still remains Gyökeres. In the term of consistency, being available to play in almost all the matches, he has been there, up there, top notch. The goal has not been flowing as expected, but the performance has been there and consistently. One thing I always say is this: no matter how good a player is, once you are not consistently available, a team cannot rely on you or count on you. Gyökeres has been very much available and very much impactful in the team performance this season. So I give it to Gyökeres.
Yeah, exactly. Gyökeres have been very impactful this season, and yes, I agree with that, because he's been one of the standout players for Arsenal, and he has done everything that he can this season. One of the attributes I like about Gyökeres more is the fact that he has actually been able to occupy players, help other attackers to, lay off players. All of his runs that he makes, and, all of those things have has actually stand out for me. He's not, in as much as the goals have not been coming in, I feel like Arsenal has had a very good attacking output coming from Victor Gyökeres. I think that by next season, Victor Gyökeres will actually get to know the league a lot more, and maybe even perform more better. I think that Eberechi and Martin Odegaard have been. Martin Odegaard has underperformed today, and most of the times I feel like Martin Odegaard performs better when Saka is performing better too.
Exactly.
They are in sync, they are in sync with each other, and they actually boost each other up. And then when one of them is not performing, the other person looks like he's going down. And this season, I've seen Eberechi go more direct than even Martin Odegaard. You know, most of his passes, you know, how he chooses to run with the ball, play the ball, and all of that. I think that Eberechi has been a more direct player than Martin Odegaard this season. So rounding up, I just want you to, you know, tell us where we can, you know, get to see you, because you're an Arsenal fan and you do a lot of write-ups, you know, on your pages. So we want to know where we can actually get to see you, when and where to follow you.
Thank you so much. Okay, the name is Ateta Army. We are on Facebook. If you go to my Facebook page, you will see consistency in my write-up and my video analysis of matches that you will see them on my page. And also, we are also on X, that is Twitter, X,
Yeah.
the same name, Ateta Army. And very soon you will find us on YouTube. Also, we are working on getting our YouTube channel running. But just check the name out, Ateta Army together. Most especially if you're an Arsenal fan. And if you are a football fan, the first thing about me is that I'm a football fan. I love good football. So I love analyzing football, talking about every department of football. And so I'll be looking forward to see you on my page, and we enjoy a good time together.
That is beautiful. Ateta Army on Facebook, and on X, Ateta Army. This is the same name that we can see here. So guys, you can actually go check out Pastor Jerome. He's actually a very, very good football fan, and a lot of information on his page. And if you go there, I tell you that you are going to gain a lot more. So we want to say it's been a good weekend for both Manchester United and Arsenal. You know, Manchester United got a win 2-1 against Crystal Palace. Arsenal got a win 2-1 against Chelsea, and that puts Arsenal in pole position to actually win the league. And Manchester United will be looking at getting Champions League football as we continue the remainder games in the league. So guys, we'll see, and we'll do this again next time. We want to say good night, and thank you all who joined. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your likes. Thank you for joining the fan channel. All of this we are grateful for. We'll see you again next time. Until then, be good. Have a good weekend. Have a better week.
Wonderful night rest.
And have a wonderful night rest. Bye-bye.